Hello, I'm continuing and concluding my reviews on the Sleepaway Camp franchise with Sleepaway Camp IV, The Survivor. Now, despite the title, this is technically the fifth film in the series because between this and Sleepaway Camp III, you had Return to Sleepaway Camp, released in 2008. However, this movie was technically made before that. So in 1992, Double Helix Films went into production on a Sleepaway Camp IV. However, it did not feature either Felissa Rose or Pamela Springsteen as Angela, but they ended up shooting about a half hour of footage, and then Double Helix Films went bankrupt and the project was basically scrapped, and for a decade this was essentially a lost film. But in 2002, the footage they shot was released as a bonus feature on the Sleepaway Camp box set from Anchor Bay. And this generated enough interest to eventually, quote-unquote, finish the film. And by finish the film, they basically just took the half hour of B-roll that was shot and pared it down to about 5 minutes, if that, and tied it together with scenes from the first three Sleepaway Camp movies presented as flashbacks and a really bad voiceover. But when this was completed, it was eventually released straight to DVD in 2012. And really what the film is it's a clip show. It literally is just a clip show of the first three movies, and again, there's like maybe 5 minutes of original footage in this. Now, the plot of the original footage, if we can even call it that, is we follow a young woman named Allison, who is apparently a survivor of Angela's massacres from the first three movies, even though we never saw her before, and she's suffering from amnesia, and her doctor recommends that she returns to the camp to try to jog her memory. I'm just gonna give it away. It's Angela. It's Angela, but Angela is suffering from amnesia. And there really isn't much to the original footage. Like, they shot a half hour of it, but the half hour was basically just multiple takes of the same scenes. So again, when you edit it all down, it's like 4 or 5 minutes. Like, we just see Allison or Angela on a dock, like, reflecting back on the events that happened in the first three movies. At one point, she encounters a park ranger who tries to rape her. There's also a part where a hunter, for no reason whatsoever, because again, he doesn't know that she's a serial killer, is aiming a gun at her when she's just crouching down in the bushes trying to get away from the rapist park ranger. And why are you doing that? Like, no hunter aims a gun at a random woman. Like, if you're at all competent with firearms, you don't aim a gun at somebody unless you intend to shoot them. But again, that original footage is maybe about 5% of this entire movie. The other 95% is literally just scenes from the first three movies. But the scenes from the first three films are not even edited together in any sort of cohesive way. And frankly, I just found this to be a chore to sit through. Like, as bad as Return to Sleepaway Camp was, at least it wasn't boring. This was boring because I've seen all these scenes before, and if I'm gonna watch them again, I would rather just rewatch the first three movies. It really isn't a movie. This is not a real movie. It's a clip show. It's not even a glorified clip show. It literally is just a clip show with, again, maybe about 4 minutes of original footage. So I can really only recommend this if you're a fan of these movies and if you're a completionist. Other than that, there literally is no reason to watch this movie. So to quickly recap my thoughts on the other Sleepaway Camp movies, the original Sleepaway Camp, while not one of my favorites, it absolutely deserves its place in horror movie history, even if the way it handles some of the transgender stuff is certainly a product of its time and is certainly problematic by today's standards. It's a movie I do have a great appreciation for. Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, I can really take or leave. I mean, they're entertaining enough. I do like Pamela Springsteen as Angela, even though the Angela that she plays in those movies really is a completely different character from Felissa Rose's version of the character. Return to Sleepaway Camp is a steaming pile of dog shit, and this movie is also a steaming pile of dog shit. Now, as for the future of this franchise, like I said before, there is a Sleepaway Camp remake in production, being produced by Keevan Thompson of Keevan and Kel and all that, and SNL fame, and apparently it's going to be directed by Robert Hiltzik, the director of the original film. So hopefully it's good, but let's not forget that Robert Hiltzik also did return to Sleepaway Camp. So before I end this video, here is Joey giving his thoughts on Sleepaway Camp 4.
Sleepaway Camp Survivor is really part 4. Really all this is this really just talking about past events and showing you past events from the other movies. It's okay, but really my favorite out of the series is part 1, 2, and 3. But if you like documentary and stuff, or something like that, where it shows you about different parts of movies or talking stuff, then then you might like it a little bit. But it's really, it goes with the series. But I mean, it's basically just showing you events what happened in the other movies. I recommend to still check it out if you haven't seen it, because it goes with the series. But I seen it like one time. Really, I'd probably never watch it again, but I'm just saying, I did see it.
But now I'm done with the Sleepaway Camp movies. My next movie review for Horror Month will be on the 1986 thriller, The Hitcher.